Well, as you say, Yvonne, that attempt to arrest protesters in San Marcos University will not help matters in terms of the protest. It was raided at 9:40 on Saturday morning. A police armored vehicle crashed through the gates and tear gas was hurled. Some 200 protesters, or I should say demonstrators who'd been staying at the university, actually camping out at the university, they'd come from different parts of the country, were arrested. They've been taken to 2 police stations. But lawyers have had trouble getting access to those who've been arrested. And I was there on Saturday, and even a congresswoman was not allowed in. And also prosecutors weren't present at the initial part of the raid. So there have been big questions being asked about the propriety of this raid, whether it was legally the right thing to do. And of course, it will only create more outrage, as demonstrations now are pretty much daily in Peru.
And there's been a lot of criticism over the violence that police have allegedly used to quell these protests.
That's correct, yes. That has been the main driver of the process, which began in early December when, as you say, Pedro Castillo, the former president, tried to effectively stage a coup by dissolving Congress to avoid impeachment. He was arrested on the same day and has since been charged with conspiracy and rebellion. He's being held in pre-trial detention. But the protests, which began in early December in support of him, have really snowballed as a result of the heavy-handed police response and what human rights groups have called the disproportionate use of force, in which more than 50 protesters have been killed.
So now they're calling for the restoration of Castillo, or for someone else to take over?
Well, initially people were calling for the restoration of Castillo. That is legally very difficult. He's been charged and he's held in custody, and the fact that he tried to stage a coup makes it pretty much impossible for him to be reinstated as president. What they are calling for is the resignation of Dina Boluarte, who they blame and they say is politically responsible for the deaths of the last 60 days in Peru. And they're also demanding fresh elections and the Congress to be closed. Now, it will be difficult also constitutionally for the Congress to be closed. But the Congress has a big role here. It's a highly unpopular institution in the country. But Congress must make a second vote to bring forward elections by 2 years to 2024. And they're dragging their feet at the moment. And that will be absolutely key as a way of quelling the protests.
According to one poll, 80% of Peruvians want another election. What are the people saying?
Well, there's been a period of incredible political instability in Peru over the recent years. Dina Boluarte is the 7th president in 6 years. So that gives you an idea of just how unstable it's been politically. There's been Congress, which is deeply unpopular, basically at loggerheads with the presidents who have passed rapidly through government in recent years. People are demanding fresh elections as a way of getting out of this current crisis. It's not clear if that will actually work. But what does seem clear is that, and according to most political analysts, Dina Boluarte's government can't stand much longer.
Well, Dan Collyns, we will watch very closely. Thanks so much for your update. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Yvonne.